Are we headed into a crypto bear market early? Or is there some hope left? We're going to look at a few Bitcoin charts to see if there is still hope left for this market to turn around and go back to the glory days. Only a few weeks ago. This is going to be a very, very important video. Cue the intro. Before we get started, if you haven't already done so, subscribe and like it. Would very much appreciate that. And also, if you're new to crypto and you want to learn the fundamentals, some TA, some fundamental analysis, then go ahead and click on the link below for a link to my course. And also, if you want to join my private Telegram group where I give more regular insights, more charts, my daily kind of insights, what I'm thinking, go ahead and click on the link in the description. And also, you know, if you don't mind doing me a favor, just put a random comment down below, anything just to help the algorithm to increase the engagement. Very much appreciate that. It's all free, obviously, so why not? Do me a favor. So let's get straight into it. So what this chart shows you is basically the closest thing we'll get to tracking smart money, because this shows you the 1 year hodl wave. So anyone that's held their Bitcoin for over 1 year is essentially included in this chart. So it tracks on-chain data and things like that. And generally, the people that know where Bitcoin is headed, that know where crypto is headed, they would have hodled in advance. They would have got their Bitcoins ready because they know what's going to happen, and so they get it cheap. You know, they probably have been in the game for over a couple of years, and so they got involved when it was low, as the great Warren Buffett likes to say, buy low, sell high. And so this chart tracks that, and you can see this perfectly during the bear market. So the lowest points, 2015, 2016, the hodl wave is at its highest, i.e. people are hodling. They've already started to hodl probably from before, and when it starts to elevate, when it starts to go higher in terms of price, when retail traders start to get involved, when speculation goes to its highest, this drops off because smart money, the ones that have been hodling for a long time, they start to sell their holdings for a profit and wait for the market to crash, and then they get it at a low point. So you can see this starts to increase very quickly. The more speculation there is, the higher the price gets, and then gets to a very low point before it starts to turn around when the market crashes. So you can see at this point, okay, now that it starts to increase, people are hodling more. The 1 year hodl wave increases, i.e. smart money has started to accumulate once again. And so why this is an important chart is because, as you can see, we got to a very high point, 63%. And as the year progressed, 2020, Bitcoin broke through 10,000, finally broke 20,000, and then went all the way up to 65,000. And as that happened, the chart, the 1 year hodl wave started to decrease and has gone down to 54%. And now it's kind of flattening a little bit, but we can't see enough for it to kind of confirm. And again, why it's important is because this needs to drop a bit more, I would say into the 40s, before we can say that we are at top, or we've reached the highest point in the cycle. So you can see here it got to 43%. The previous bull run, it got to 39%. And the previous one before that was 28%. So you can see from 28% to 38 or 39 to 44. So it's increasing a little bit every year. So I would expect at the very least for this percentage to be around 47 to 49% at the very least, if we're going by this increase. So basically, as it increases in terms of the kind of market cap, as time progresses, this number seems to be going higher and higher. So there's always going to be a massive percentage of people that are just not going to sell or going to leave their Bitcoin as it is. And that makes sense because there's more institutions coming on board, more big players, more whales that understand that this is for the long haul, and this is a hedge against inflation. So these investors are not like the regular average Joe who wants to make a quick buck. They know this is a long-term game, and hence why the more of these players jump in, the higher this percentage gets. So this is one very important chart that I look at. Again, it shows smart money movement, and it hasn't gotten to a point where I would say, I'm very worried, and I think this is a massive signal. So it's getting there slowly, but I think there's still a little jump left into the upper 40s at the very least. The next one is another chart, and this is a Bitcoin rainbow chart. I mean, the reason why this chart got famous is just because it's rainbow colors, but also it is, it does show a very, very good channel of where Bitcoin seems to lie within. And this is another one where it shows you that it hasn't got to the high speculation point just yet. It got to a decent level, I'll be honest, 63,000, which with these kind of funny labels is where FOMO intensifies, but it hasn't got to seriously sell and maximum bubble territory. It hasn't got to the crazy speculation mania level. Again, these are just funny labels that they've added to this, but you can see it hasn't gotten even close to the top of the channel, to around 100, at the very least 120,000 and above. So that's another thing we should bear in mind. We got to a high level, but we haven't got to, mania speculation level. Furthermore, this because the market has grown in market cap, what could be, as you can see here, a correction, a small correction, and another one here. You can see this curving round of that correction, and then once it finishes the correction, increases to the upside. This could be in a large version of what we're seeing here. This correction is rounding, so this could be an enlarged correction of this right here, and thus once we finish correcting, it could blow to the moon. Hopefully, not financial advice, of course. So that's another thing to bear in mind. We got, again, this whole market was in the multi-billions, hundreds of billions, a lower end of that. Now we are in the multiple trillions, so everything is going to be XL. So you have to really bear that in mind when looking at this. And now finally, let's have a look at the Bitcoin chart and also the crypto, the altcoins in general. And unfortunately, it looks quite peak, to be quite frank. But you could kind of see that happening. I think most of us were somewhat aware, okay, this could break to the downside. Now this reversal was nice. There was a lot of buying pressure pushing it up, but it just was not able to stay above the resistance or turn support of 38,000. Immediately the following week got sold all the way back down. The trend line did not hold as well, which started back in early 2021, and now we're at another major support level of 32,000. If that doesn't hold, unfortunately, it's going to be a very bearish summer, or for the time being anyway, because we don't know, it can reverse very quickly, but there is a somewhat ascending trend line with these wicks. So what we can only hope for is for it to hold this level. If we can hold this level, then it will be within this massive consolidation region right here, and then it can hopefully build some momentum for it to break back to the upside. So this is going to be the last bastion of support. This is where we build the wall and we defend that. So let's see what happens. Hopefully it stays within this and then it can reverse. Of course, the rest of the market is getting obliterated. So we can see, I did mention, if this level doesn't hold for Ethereum 2100, then the next major level is 1900 towards 2000. And that's what's happening. Again, hopefully it does not close below this. If it does go below that level, then the next support level is around 1700. And the next one would be back to the previous all-time high of around 1400. So we're just going to have a quick look at some altcoins, which look very interesting. MATIC, again, I've been told to cover this a few times. So MATIC is still looking interesting. As long as it stays within this region between $1.10 and of course $1.70, you know, it's still within a good level.
Really?
So I do expect on the weekly time frame anyway, there isn't much support apart from that level. So if this downward pressure continues on the market, then for sure I can see this breaking. I think these are daily levels right here. I can see it breaking down towards that level and hopefully holding. This is quite a big swing low, so there's a good chance that this level is going to hold. Next, pancakeswap. So this is looking interesting because this trend line, which started back in March, several tests, and it's now at that level. So if it can hold this level, then for sure there is upside to go. The market might turn around and reverse.
Really?
Back to $16.50, back to $18 and beyond. So it could be a massive ascending triangle right here going on. If it doesn't hold, it breaks below, of course, there is a low at $12 and some change, $12.60. So let's see what it wants to do going forward. That'll be all for this video. See you in the next one, and stay calm. If you need to go for a walk, go for a walk. Don't look at the charts. It's definitely very depressing right now. So take your mind off it, do something else, and come back in a week. Peace.